Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. And yeah, you're all welcome to this Tuesday evening live, wherever you are on the time zone. I want to start with a small opening prayer, and then I'm going to move into the demonstration. So, Father, Mother, and Spirit God, I thank you for being here with us this evening. I ask you to help us to connect those spirits who want to speak most and want to connect most. And when your work is done and when your energy is spent, I ask you take back what is rightfully yours and help us move forward with a sense of understanding, direction, and healing. Thank you. Okay, close this. I can't see any of your comments. Now we can see the comments. Hi, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. Could I work with Priscilla, please? Priscilla Miko, I think her name is. Hi, Mandy, Kari. Just let us know if you're here, Priscilla, and if I can work with you. Thank you. Hi, Priscilla. So how we're going to work this is I'll do the demo, when I'll do the reading. Just say yes or no as we move through it. That's as simple as that. Okay, just yes or no. Okay. I have a spirit step forward for you, all right? And she has a little bag to her side, and I'm drawn to her hair. She's showing me her taking on the appearance in her hair. It's kind of like dark. I don't know if I'm going to describe the hair color very well, but it's like dark brown, and it's kind of straggly, so it's kind of curly or whatever. And I feel that this lady could be either mum or grandmum. I'm just not getting it clear yet, or whatever. But she wants to talk to me about waiting in a doctor's surgery. And she wants to talk to me as well about finding her pace. I feel that this lady was dressed very, very well. And I'm drawn to her sandal, or not her sandals, her shoes, whatever. And she's showing me like in red shoes and her high heels, rather. And she's putting on her lipstick or whatever, and she's starting to straighten herself up. And she's just basically talking to me basically about a doctor's surgery. Now, the first thing she wants to say about you as well is she's saying to me that she's talking to me about you moving forward, and she's talking to me about you boxes. She's showing me the appearance of boxes, and she's showing me you putting things to one side or whatever. And she's talking to me about you getting into a better state mentally and emotionally. And she's talking to me about you getting a sense of balance. I also want to say about this lady as well, I feel that she has taken a fall of some description, and just let us know if you can take this so far. She was talking to me as well about taking a fall of some description, and she's talking to me about taking a wobble. And it's like I see her like she's talking to me as well about getting dizzy. And the energy that she's bringing forward for me this evening, whatever, she's saying to me about you sorting your head out, and you getting your mind right, and you move. What would I say here? She just showed me as well as in like about you kind of. She just showed me, what would I say here? She's showing me what can I say here? She's showing me it's like a road, okay? And her description of her this evening is just a little bit, I'm getting a little bit all over the place. I'm not sure yet how much of this you can take, or if you can take any of it. So just let us know, Priscilla, if you can take any of this, or if I'm linking in with the right person. Just let us know. I'm not sure. Just looking for your... you understand. Okay, thank God. It's just that the description was a little bit all over the place, and I didn't know if I was working with you or not, but I just was drawn to you, and this is what I get. I'm going to go back and slow it down a little bit, okay? This lady basically is very organized, okay? That's the first thing I want to say. And she's got her shit in order. And she's trying to help you get your stuff together as well. And she also as well wants to give me the name. Maybe I know her, okay. I also as well get this feeling she wants to give me the name. I feel like she's another man in spirit as well. And I feel like he's got like I'm going to say like a ball-like in appearance or whatever, and I want to say the name John, so I'm not sure if he can take this, whatever. And he's basically in a shirt, and he's in like a brown shirt with a white, or is in a brown like suit, jacket and a white shirt or whatever, and he's talking to me as well about a christening or a wedding that he was going to, whatever. And he tells me as well, this man, that he had I feel like this man, he brings me a strong sensation of having chest problems and having heart problems or whatever. And he talks to me as well about a tightness in the chest. And I feel that this lady is along with this man in spirit, if that's fair to say. And this man as well, I see him with a reading paper, and I see him sitting on a chair, and I see a lamp behind him, whatever. And I see his wife kind of coming in, and I see it's like she's tending to him, and she's looking after him, if that's fair to say. And I see her like cutting up, it's like feeding this man, if you want to say that, and see her kind of like cutting up his food for him and just being really, really tentative to him. But I feel like this man may have had a stroke, but I just feel like the left side of his, or one side of him rather, is what would I say here, paralyzed, or it seems stiff or whatever. And this man talks to me about stiffness, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up his message. What he's saying to me is, he's talking to me about you getting your show on the road, okay? And he's talking to me about you getting organized. And what he also says, well, whenever I feel when spirit come in with an essence, or they want to show me something that they experienced in their life, they're making it relatable to you as well. And I feel this, they're saying to me the minute, they're telling me that there's something going on, I feel, in your life the minute that you were I wouldn't say paralyzed, but it's like you struggle to act upon, okay? And I feel maybe it's like they're talking to me about a home move, and they're talking to me about, I'm not sure if you're part of a single family or there's something going on here around a relationship, but they're talking to me very, very strongly about you becoming an independent person, making your own decisions. And more importantly, they're talking to me about you growing as a person, and they're talking to me as well about you clearing the air with somebody, but more importantly, you having a more stable track in your life. I don't know what else if I can really get from them at the minute, but I'm going to leave their love with you, okay, because I'm not sure how much of it you're actually getting or how much of it you're able to take away. So I'm just going to leave the message there with you. So I'm not sure if you're able to take it or not. Okay. Let me see who else I can work with. Could I work with Linda Owen, please? Okay, thank you. That's the main thing. Thank you. Yeah, don't say too much, Linda, but just see what we can get. So I'm not sure what the comments, because I know I'm getting them on Spirit's Mum and Dad. Okay. Okay, hi, Linda. So let me see what we can get. And yeah, just say yes or no as we move throughout it. I'm drawn here, first of all, to a woman stepping forward, okay? And I feel with this woman, it's like she's coming rushing towards me. And I feel that she's quite soft in energy. And what I mean by that is she's telling me that my head is clear. And she's saying to me, I don't have the earthly concerns that I once had. I'm not as weighed down by things, and I'm not as annoyed by things as I used to be. She's saying before I passed away, I was very annoyed by things. I was very upset about things. I was very, very scattered, and I worried about absolutely everything. And she's saying, since I came into the spirit world, I've really found my way, and I don't worry about things so much. I also feel I'm drawn to this woman in a pink cardigan, and I feel like she takes on quite a appearance, and I'm seeing her taking on this tin appearance or whatever, and she feels quite tidy and neat or whatever, but I'm drawn to her in this pink cardigan, and I just feel that she's quite thin, okay? And I feel with this lady as well, I'm drawn to her, and when I say prayers, like, I just feel that she was quite flustered, and she was quite and I say flustered. I'm not sure if I can see the comments or not. When I say quite thanks, Linda. Just because I wasn't sure if the comments were loading up and I wasn't seeing it with the air. When I say flustered, I feel with this lady, it's like she tells me she's quite heavy and that she worried an awful lot about things. I also as well drawn to this woman, and she showed me car keys, and she showed me her going out her front door. And I'm not sure as well if you can take the description of this lady. Did she drive? I feel like this lady drove right up to her, maybe not up to her dying day, but certainly not long between it. I feel like she drove very late in life, if you can understand that. And she tells me that she retained quite a sense of independence. But she also talks to me as well about being quite worried and quite bothersome about something. And she talks to me as well about a young lad, or it's like her son now. He's quite old now, but she's talking to him about being a young lad. And she's saying about this young lad that I was quite worried about him, and I was quite, he was a bit of a jack the lad, if you want to say that. And she's saying that he was very much no drive. Okay, she's saying that he was very much a jack the lad, and she talks to me about this. I'm just seeing her when I see this car or whatever. I'm just being shown as in like these keys or whatever, and she showed me this car, and I'm not sure. Maybe she's talking then so about you and your car. Maybe if you drive, or there's something going on around you and independence, or there's something going on around you and what would I call it here? How shall I phrase it? She just gave me this very strong sense of somebody trying to hold on to their independence, okay? And I felt that it was maybe her, okay? But could you understand as well, this lady, she wants to talk to me about a man who is 57, who is now in the spirit world, but she talks to me about very strongly about having a child that she was very worried about, that was very wild, and basically was a bit of a rip-roaring lunatic is the word I want to use. And basically she talks to me about getting worried about him. And I'm showing her by a kitchen window, and I'm showing her as I'm waiting for somebody to come back, and I'm just feeling with this lady, she was very anxious, and she worried an awful lot about things. And she talks to me as well about being very much I feel like not much got by her, and I'm very much seeing it's like the flick of a switch. It's like once she got up and she got moving, or she went here, or she went, it was like she had to be in touch with everything. And it's like she showed me like as in cars going by her house, and she showed me like as in, I know I'm saying an awful lot and sometimes it can be difficult to keep up, but she's showing me like, or maybe impossible to keep up rather, but she's showing me like as in cars going by this house, and it's like I just see that she's watching everything, and it's doing her head in, if that's fair to say. But she talks to me basically about having an argument with somebody before she passed, if you can understand this, and she talks to me about this person is now reunited with her in spirit. I also want to say to you, and just say yes or no to this part, can you understand this lady talking about an adult son that was wild, who is now in the spirit world? But she just wants to say this to you, whatever. I feel that she's talking about you, and I would say don't overthink things. I know that's easier said than done, and it's not as simple as just saying don't overthink things, but she's saying, could you understand as well, Linda, the adult son, because she's got an adult son here in spirit, whatever, and she's getting a set on him, and I feel that this man had a family himself. I feel it's his son, or sorry, I feel it's her son, and I feel that he's had a family himself. I feel he's had kids, and no, can't take, fair enough. She is a man, okay. She's a man here, basically. I feel I'm drawn, well, just go to the description of him. The man of him, a description of this person that she has in spirit is basically, she's showing me a baldy-haired man, and she's showing me she's showing me like a baldy-haired man, right, with grey hair kind of to the sides, and she's talking to me about worry. This person linking her in. I know I said if you can't take it, I'll not bring any more of the description to you if you can't take it. But all I will say basically is about this. I'm also drawn to her as well in knitting. I'm drawn to her in knitting, and I'm drawn to her kind of being the dab hand with clothes. And what else could I say? Could you understand why she'd be talking to me about a red car? Because she's talking to me about a red car, and she's talking about you driving, or isn't just she showed me this red car, and she's just saying to me that I will just put it like this: she's watching you through the window, which is a connection with her and a window, and she's just showing me as in like looking through this window, whatever. But she's showing me as in you kind of being, I feel maybe you're on your own, and she shows me you kind of meandering around the house or whatever, and being I wouldn't say worried, but as in maybe like as in thinking out an awful lot of different things, taking on a similar energy to her. Mum only passed away in October. Okay. Yeah, she's very strong in spirit is what I will say. But what she is saying to me is that she's just saying that things is going to be all right. And she's just saying to me that she's a lot more chilled out than what she was on the run up to her passing, if you want to say that. But she's also saying to me as well that I'll put that another way. On the run up to her passing, she was actually sick, and her life had very much, she'd worked it out in the sense of there was not, she spent a lot of her time worrying about things that she couldn't really control, is the energy I'm getting off her. But she's also doing this thing, it's like a necklace as well, and so she's just showing me this necklace and or piece of jewelry around or whatever, and she talks to me about holding on to it with a dear sense of sentiment, if that's fair to say. But yeah, I'm going to leave her love and her message with you, and I hope that gets I hope that you get something out of that. Thank you though. Okay, I'm going to kind of let me see who we can go with. Yeah, there was a lot coming in around her, but thank you so much for letting me work with you and taking the message. Thank you. Let me see. Is Cindy Woodsy there? Cindy Woodsy. I'm not sure. Just let us know if I can work with you. Open if drawn. Perfect. I'm here. Thank you. Okay, brilliant. I'm not sure if you can take this or not, but the first thing I'm going to go with is I have a spirit step forward, and he tells me, first of all, that he's around your home, and he tells me that your home is quite immaculate, and he tells me that it's quite a nice place to be. But he also talks to me as well about a sense of missing him, and I feel this lad may be friend, and I feel also that he sometimes says I'm sometimes friend or foe. And he talks to me about a connection. I'm not sure if you have a partner, but he talks to me about a connection with a partner. And he talks to me about hanging out. And he talks to me about, I'm just getting a very strong friend vibe of this person. But he talks to me basically about a car. And he talks to me basically about being a little bit reckless. And he talks to me about, what would I say here? He's just doing he has like these fades on the side of his head, and he has like I feel like he was like very like he talks to me about the barbers, he talks to me about his appearance, and he says to me like I like wearing like this tracksuit and I like being well dressed, and like I'm just seeing like these like clothes being laid out or whatever, and he tells me as well that he's an ex good friends. He was found in a car. Okay. Yeah, and I feel with this man basically that I'm going to just keep going with what I have with this man, all right? His clothes, I'm drawn to like Adidas clothes, tracksuits, really shiny like things, right? I feel like he really liked to look well, but I'm also showing as well, like as in his hair being faded, if you can take this description, and it's like two lines on the side, and I just feel as if it was kind of part whatever, but I feel there may have been drug or alcohol addiction here, and I feel he was a little bit wild, if that's fair to say, and I just feel that he was all over the place, and he talks to me about he was articulate. Yeah, he was just very his periods look really, really well, but sadly I'm showing like as in I don't feel this man had a car accident, but I do feel, as you said, he died in a car, but I do see him lying in a car, and I do see like as in blood, and I see kind of it's like something gave way medically, if that's fair to say. And I feel with this man or whatever, he tells me he had an awful lot of hills to overcome looking back, but he wasn't able to overcome any of it. And he tells me that he was falling in way too deep, way too quick, and for way too long. And I feel like there was maybe binges going on here. And I feel, yeah, I don't. So I feel like it was. I feel like he died in the car, but I don't feel he died by a car accident or anything like that. But I do feel with this man, Oh, it's kind of taken by surprise. Could you understand as well why he'd be showing me water and a sense of drowning? Because I feel with this man, he's showing me water and he's showing me like this feeling of drowning. And I feel like this is like a big sense of anxiety. And like I feel his passing very strongly had to do not by water, but I feel that it was like this feeling of choking. I'm just overcome with this feeling of choking and I can't breathe and I just feel like I can't. It's very overwhelming. And I also as well want to say, like, I feel, oh, it just come up my throat. I feel like there could be like a sense of not smoke, but like, I just can't describe it. But there's just like a lot going on. Over this man is like, could you understand that this gentleman have a child? Because he talks to me about a child or whatever, but I'm not sure if it's a stepchild or what. But I feel like he had some sort of a connection to a child, and he talks to me about. I don't feel that he was her dad, but I feel he was quite close to her, and maybe could have been resembled a dad, if that's fair to say, and could have been often mistaken for this child's dad. But he talks to me about a young child, and he talks to me about missing this young child, and he talks to me about really. I feel like he could have been a really good family man, and I feel like when he was good, but sadly, when shit went down, it went down. And I also feel as well with this gentleman or whatever, he talks to me about his grave. And could you understand his grave being quite small or something? Because he's talking to me about a grave being quite small. And just as well, Michelle, yeah, Cindy, he talks to me basically very strongly about a child. Very strongly about a young child and a young connection to a young child, whatever. I'm not sure if he had a godchild or what, but he talks to me about having a close connection to this child. But I also feel as well that I don't feel that he had children by bloodline. He talks to me about, but I do feel he had some sort of a connection with a child, and I do feel that he, it's like he was like, what would I say here? It's like I feel like he was like a godfather or what, or something to that description. His family did a memorial for grave. Yeah, because he talks to me very strongly about the grave, and he talks to me about the grave being very small. And he says to me, the grave looks very, very small. And I don't know why. It's like he finds that a little bit fascinating. But he also shows me as well, could you understand? He's telling me that they've done something to his grave in the sense of um, it's like, was there some agreement? He talks to me about an agreement being put in place where there wouldn't be many flowers, that there'd be something else put instead. Because I don't feel that the grave is overwhelmed with flowers. I feel it's quite simple, but I feel that he put something very simple on the grave, and he says it's quite simple, it's quite basic, but there was an agreement for that. He also talks to me as well about a charity, and he talks to me about giving money to a charity, or he talks to me about there was some cause or aid set up in his memory or whatever, and he tells me that it's kind of in the pipelines, it's in the throes or whatever. But he also says to me as well, yeah, he says it's very simple, his grave, and he says there's a reason for that, and it's not because there wasn't an outpouring of love, because there's an awful lot of love around this man. But he's saying there was a reason for them keeping the grave very simple. There was a reason for them having it very simplified, because I don't know what the reason is, but he's just telling me very strongly there was a very, very simple reason to it. This lad or whatever, I want to say, talks to me, last thing, and I'll wrap it up. This lad basically talks to me about I feel like your home is quite protected, okay? And what I mean by that is I feel like you've got quite a good social circle. And he talks to me about things in your life being quite calm, but he says the biggest thing I feel that yeah, there was something there with fundraising, or there was money he talked to me about. But he wants to say to me tonight, and he wants to say to you more importantly, he's saying you've got quite a good familiar or structure in your home. It hasn't been without its ups and downs, and the family relationships between you haven't been, or around you has been quite busy and dynamic, is the words he would use. But he's saying mind your mental health. Mind your mental health. And he talks to me as well about a relationship here. I feel that could you understand why he'd be talking to me about a relationship that's in quite its infancy? Because he's talking to me about a relationship that's in quite its infancy, and he's saying she needs to give it a chance to grow. She needs to give the relationship a chance to grow and allow the seed, allow it to manifest and allow it to grow properly. He's talking to me about communication, and he's saying, give time, give yourself a chance, keep the communication clear, and all will work out. He's saying to me at the minute in terms of a relationship, okay, but I feel like there's a relationship. I know you're saying you're single, but I just put it this: I feel that there is a relationship around you, and I do feel basically that there's a lot of I won't say arguments, but I will say, okay, it's arguments, but it's quite noisy. That's what I want to say. And he's saying, don't allow anything to impact your mental health. If it's stressing you out and it's bringing you down this far, get rid of it and you'll move towards what is. Don't go down the road of, what would I say, being kind of pessimistic about people and relationships and stuff. He's saying in your heart, you know you're a good person. In your heart, you know that you're a good looking person, his words as well. And he's saying that you really got the ability to go far, if that's fair to say. I'm not sure if you're in a relationship or not, but I feel that he was talking about you and your head and navigating your own head. But I'm going to leave his love and his message there with you. And thank you for letting me work with you this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me see. Let me see. I can't see who I'm going to work with. Could I work with Naomi Brown, please? Just let us know if you're there, Wendy or Naomi. Sorry. Just let us know, yeah. The comments. Oh, brilliant. Okay, thanks, Naomi. Okay, I have the man step forward, okay, and I feel that it may be Dad. And I feel with this man or whatever, he's drawn me first of all to a dryness in his throat, and he's talking to me about sore throat, and he's talking to me about taking tablets for something, and he's talking to me about hospital appointments, and he's talking to me about this is the words he's kind of giving me. He's talking to me about they were pricking around with my health, is what he's saying. And he's saying I got very frustrated towards the end. And I got very annoyed because I feel with this man, I was taking something. I feel he was taking tablets for something. And then I feel it was working. Then it wasn't working. And I feel with this man as well, whatever, he talks to me basically about not a lump in his throat, but he talks to me basically about being frustrated. And he talks to me as well about what would I say here with this man? He talks to me first of all about being frustrated, and he talks to me as well about kind of, I wouldn't say lashing out, but it's like I feel like there was things in his way. Could you understand first of all, Naomi, is your dad in spirit? Because I feel like I'm talking to Dad or whatever, but I also feel with this man, he's whispering into your ear, and I feel like he's talking to you about dealing with anger and dealing with frustrations and holding on to stuff. This man talks very strongly about holding on to stuff. This man also as well, I feel like he's got quite a bald head like myself, and I feel that he's quite plumpish or whatever, and I feel like he was quite a good looking man, and he takes up the mirror and he's like looking at himself, not in a I feel like he's like admiring himself, okay, a little bit, but not overly. And I feel with this man that he's his hands in his pockets, and he talks to me about accounts, and he talks to me about finance, and I feel he was quite intelligent in when he was well. And I feel with this man as well, could you understand, was he not with mum, or were they broken up or not together? Because I feel with this man, he takes on the energy of somebody that is quite independent and somebody that is quite doing their own thing, if that's fair to say. And I feel with this man as well, he talks to me about a wedding and a family wedding, and I'm not sure if you can take this, but he talks to me about a son's wedding, and he talks to me about a load of boisterous lads, and I see like this wedding taking place, and I just see like a lot of cheer and dance, and they weren't together, okay, and I feel like a lot of cheer and dance, and a lot of laughter and a lot of upbeat or whatever around this. And I'm not able to decipher if this man was at the wedding or wasn't, but I very much feel very strongly, okay, I feel this man was looking in on the wedding. So he talks to me about a wedding that's taken place that he watched from the spirit. Could you also understand as well why this man would be talking to me about a photograph at a wedding? I feel it was a photograph of this man at a wedding, and he talks to me about candles, and I feel that this man was remembered on the day, if you can understand that. And I also feel as well with this man that he talks to me as well about, I feel like, I'm not sure if we've got brothers or not, but he talks to me about brothers. And yeah, could you also understand as well the wedding and the wedding, and just if you can take that, he talks to me about the wedding, and he talks to me about a photograph or whatever of him being remembered on the wedding day, and he talks to me about basically just a really lively kind of atmosphere is what I'm getting from this man. This man as well, I also feel I feel like this man, he showed me here, I'm going to go with 57 or 67. He's talking to me about something happened to him around 47 years of age. And he talks to me basically about having a long-term illness that didn't affect his life until later on. But he talks to me about getting sick at around, could you understand that this man passed away at around 70, 71? I also as well want to say something happened to this man around the month of May. And I'm drawn as well, and I'm not usually one for throwing out dates much, but I very much want to say something here around the 14th of May, if you can take that description or take that date. And he talks to me as well about being reunited with his mother in spirit. And he's saying his mother was a very down-to-earth woman. I know you mentioned her there, your nan or whatever, but he talks to me basically about... He talks to me basically about, when I said as well about the picture at the wedding, I felt very strong this is in remembrance of somebody. And I'm not sure, do you have brothers, Naomi? I think he said no, that you just have a sister, which is fair enough. But he talks to me as well about his mother. And mother has a black hair, kind of, it's like short kind of black hair or whatever, kind of combed and parted to the side. And I feel it with mum, like she's taken on a description of a red cardigan, and I'm drawn to her pearly white teeth, and I feel she had a really like lovely smile. I'm just drawn to this radiant smile of this woman. It's very bright and it's very, very uplifting and whatever. Could you understand, was grandmother a healer or something? Because they're talking to me about grandmother healing, and I think what they're saying is grandmother healed with her words. Yeah, they're talking about grandmother healed with her words. Grandmother was very, very kind. I also feel you wouldn't have had a sense. I feel you might have had a sense of who she was, but I don't think you might have known much about her, if that's fair to say. So I don't want to be going on a big long tangent, I suppose, about that. But what I will say about this lady is, yeah, I feel with this lady or whatever, you have seen photographs of her or whatever, but he talks to me about being with his mother now, and he also talks to me about her giving him a hand up. I also get very strongly with this man. He talks to me basically about having heartburn, and he talks to me about having an illness, and he talks to me about having discomfort, okay? And I feel with this man as well, when he talks about the discomfort, he talks to me about his inside, and his insides weren't really the best, and he talks to me about having some sort of a disease and an ailment that kind of gradually took hold of him over the years. And he says, I feel that this lad, it may, or whatever, it may be, what would I say here? I think hereditary, that's the word. I also feel as well, could you understand why this man might be talking to me? And I don't know where I'm going, but could you understand, I feel like I want to say mitochondria disease. Do you know what that is? Or is that, something that you can understand? But he talks to me about mitochondria disease, and I'm drawn to that connection or whatever between him and his mother. He talks to me about a disease that was in the family, if that's fair to say. He had prostate cancer, okay. Because he talks to me basically about, I just felt basically he was like talking to me about cells, and he's going very much kind of, but that's fair enough, Naomi. I'm going to see, just I hope the message I suppose he wants to deliver to you tonight or whatever is, he's saying to me that you're doing a lot better. You're doing a lot better is what he's saying. He's saying you've come a long way. Could you understand, did you graduate from college or do something in college or graduate? Because I feel he's telling me you've got accredited in something and you've gotten a qualification from something. And he tells me that you've started to invest more in your career and in your education and learning. And he says you've got a really good, strong, stable job. And he tells me that you've got a really good you've got a better outlook towards things, and he's saying, keep that up. That you're doing quite well, and he's saying you're listening to your heart more. He goes, and no, okay, I don't know which part you're saying. Which part are you saying no to? I know I said it quite a bit, but what he's saying to me is that you're listening to your heart more, and he's saying that you're starting to move on. He talks to me as well about I'm not sure if he talks to me about a gentleman that is in the past or that has kind of drifted out, if you can take that. And he says that you've left that behind, leave that in the past, leave the past in the past, don't take it with you into the present, because it doesn't belong there, if that's fair to say. So I'm going to leave his love and his message with you, and thank you for letting me work with you. Thank you. No to the college, that's fair enough. But I'll put it like this: I felt very strongly that I suppose what I will say is, I feel like you're doing something strong and stable. And I inferred maybe a little bit too quickly, but I felt you've done some sort of a training, or you're doing some sort of reading into something. You got trained up in something, and now you're qualified, if that's fair to say. And I feel basically you're on a strong path. So I hope that makes some sense, maybe. But yeah, thank you for letting me work with you. You're so welcome, Naomi. Thank you for letting me work with you. Thank you. Let me see, let me see. Where is I can't see any of the I can see the comments. I keep saying I can't. It's all moving. Could I work with go ahead. Let me see. There was a person that jumped out at me there. Could I work with K. Wheezy Jones? Just let us know if I can work with you, K. Wheezy Jones. Just say yes or no. Okay, I'm open. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, K. Wheezy. Okay, I have a spirit step forward for you, okay? And I don't know. I'm just going to go what I get. I get this. He's just doing this at me, and it's like a gun, and it's like he's nearly pointing a gun at my head, and he's telling me that. Could you take a description of somebody and just say yes or no as we move through it? Could you take a description of somebody who was suffering from hallucinations or really tough mental health? Because I'm just seeing this thing with like a gun. I'm seeing with this person very graphic, very tough mental health. And I feel with this man or whatever, he was saying that he couldn't get his head right. And he was saying to me that he was quite mixed up in quite a number of things. And I feel as well that with this man, whatever, I feel that he was, what could I say about this man? I'm seeing him sitting in a room, and I want to say with this man, I feel that he's been in sanitariums, or it's like, I feel like he had a really tough life, and I feel like life took him to all sorts of places. I also feel with this man, he may have been on the streets, and I feel that he may have, I feel he was on the streets, and I feel he may have been in prison, and I feel that he was like in mental health units, and I just feel that he had really, really, really tough time of it or whatever. But I feel that there was like a demon on his shoulder, if that's the right thing to say. And I also feel as well, just let us know if you can take this, K Weezy. And I also feel as well that with this man that it's like he just came in very, very strongly, and it's like it's like, how shall I put this? Just let us know if you can understand this so far, because I don't want to kind of go on and on if you can't understand. Okay, that's okay, as long as you can take the person. I feel with this person really strongly, K. I'm just going to call you K, if that's okay. If that's okay. I feel with this man or whatever, it's like he talks to me about having a demon on his shoulder. Okay, and he talks to me basically about. It's like I'm showing very strong with this man. Was he shot? Was he shot? Was he shot? Like, because it's like I'm just showing like this gun, and it's like I'm just showing this gun going off, and it's like I just feel like very he couldn't handle his own thoughts, and I feel with this man or whatever, he was either killed or it was either suicide. But I just feel he had the devil on his shoulder, and it's just like he just life was really really manic, if that's fair to say. And I feel with this man as well, he wasn't shot, was he not? Okay, could you understand then why he'd be showing me a gun? And I just seen like as him showing me a gun, and I'm seeing it's like it just been showing like this. They've just been showing this gun. It's like I just feel very strong. It's like his thoughts is very much like trying. He could not get his head to be quiet. Is the message that he's bringing forward to me, and he's also saying to me as well that I like his music. It feels quite funky and garagey and like quite, what's the word, uh, groovy is the right way to put it, I suppose. I can't just put the right word on it, but it feels it's not something I would hear around here. That's very fair to say. And I feel like he had his own like little quirky music, if that's fair to say. I also want to say of this man as well, he talks about getting into a bad crowd. He talks to me about getting into a gang, and he talks to me kind of about I do music, okay. He talks to me as well about being in a gang, and he talks to me as well about what would I say here? He talks to me basically as well about feeling really, really lost. And that sadly, that when he came to spirit or whatever, it's when he really started to heal. And he really, really, really understood just how lonely and how crap the world was. And for him anyway, and his experience in it. I also want to say with this man, Reverend, could you understand he talks to me about I don't want to say poor, but he talks to me about maybe coming from an area that was maybe just not great with money, and like not having much, and kind of going long spells without things, if that's fair to say. But he talks basically about his funeral, and he talks to me about his send off, and I don't know who that is. Okay. But he talks to me basically about his well, look, as long as you can take the description of the spirit, that's all I can really say, I suppose. Or if you can, the you said at the start that it was your cousin, that you could take it. So I'm not sure now which part that you can't take. But I just want to say with this fella that I feel basically very much so with this man that yeah, he talks to me basically about having a really, really good send off, and he talks to me about what could I say? It's like I just feel like it's like he had like a really, really. If you can't take it, I suppose this part of it you can't take it. But I'll just finish off and just say what I feel with this fella. He talks to me about having a really, really good send off, and really, really proud of the send off. I couldn't take the gang part. Oh, that's fair enough, Kay. That's fair enough. I just wanted to say lastly, and just let us know, he talks very strongly about being given a really, really good send off, and he talks to me about people really coming together and trying their best. And he's saying he was surprised that people actually took his passing so hard and so tragic. That's what he wants to say. But he wants to say thank you for everybody that came together to help. But he's saying I've now got the help that I need on this side. I'm okay. And yeah, he just encourages people to try and heal and move forward. But I do feel there's a lot of grief going on around this young man. I'm not exactly getting the name, but I just feel the connection's kind of drifting out on me now, whatever. But I just, as long as you can take the description of him, I feel like he's quite a tall young man or whatever. And I'm not sure if he's a different skin color to me. He's, what would I say here with him? I feel like he had like, he's just showing me, I'm not sure if he had self-harm. I feel like he had self-harm or whatever. But yeah, I just want to say with this fella that he's quite, yeah, I'm as long as you can take the description of him, I'm just not getting a name, and that's more me than just not able to draw it. But thank you for letting me work with you, when Kay Weezy, and yeah, I hope that made some sense. Thank you. Let me see who we can work with. I hope that makes some sense. Is Kerry Mitchell there? Okay, I'm not sure. Kerry Mitchell, not sure if you're there. Okay, I'm going to move on. Oh, Kerry Mitchell, you're there. Thank you. Okay. I have a gentleman step forward, okay, and he's got a black dicky bow and a white shirt on him, okay, and just say yes or no, let's move through it. And I feel with this man or whatever, he talks to me about liking his grub, liking his food. He talks to me. I feel he's got like he's not a fat man by any means, but he just talks to me about liking his grub and liking his food. And I feel with this man, he liked his comforts and he liked to be he liked being satisfied. And what I mean by that is I feel like he was quite content if he was fed, he had eaten, and if he was fed, eaten, and the basics. If the basics was right, he was happy. He didn't overcomplicate things after that. And he stands back and just takes a look at things. And I also want to say this man as well, he seems to be scratching his back off a doorpost or whatever. He had his house and his own little niche way on it or whatever. But I also feel with this man, as I look at his hands, I feel that he was quite a worker and quite a grafter. And I feel while he didn't build his own house, I do feel he's done a lot of work with this house, if that's fair to say. And I also feel as well with this man or whatever that he talks to me as well about having throat problems, and he talks to me as well about what can I say about this man? He talks to me about having throat problems or whatever, and he talks to me about getting something sorted out, if that's fair to say. He talks to me first of all about you getting something sorted out, and he says to me as well that she likes her fashion. He said she likes her fashion, and yeah, and he says she likes her fashion. He goes, she likes to look well. And he goes, she likes to have her hair presented well. And he talks to me about you dye in your hair or whatever. And he talks to me about, could you understand why you tell me you bleach in your hair? And he talks to me as well about, what could I say here? He talks to me as well about you getting dolled up to kind of go somewhere, if that's fair to say. And I feel with this man as well, could you understand why he'd be showing me like, I'm drawn to like these trousers, but it's like, you know, the straps. So it's like I'm showing these straps, and it's like you know, like I can't pronounce the clips you attach on the bottom of the jeans and the kind of pull up things. He's showing me kind of like that kind of clothes, whatever. And he also talks to me when he goes, I liked to get he says, I like to get down and dirty. And what he means by that is, I like to get into a problem and I like to sort it out. It doesn't mean what we mean it today. But he says, I like it, you know, he goes, I liked to get, I feel like this man could turn his hand to quite a fair few things. And if there was a problem in the house, or if there was something wrong with the plumbing, or there was something wrong with the heating, or there was something, he could turn his hand to all these things. But I also felt he talks to me about a carpet, and he talks to me about a dusty carpet, and he talks to me about this carpet that he had or whatever, and he talks to me about the dust of it, and talks to me now about how unhealthy it really, really was. And he talks to me about having this carpet down for an awful lot of years, and just how unhealthy it really was looking back. But he talks to me as well, braces, that's the one. And he talks to me as well about his heart, and he talks to me basically about chest pains, and he talks to me as well about you can understand this. He talks to me about clogged arteries, and he talks to me basically about his diet in some ways. He clean carpets. Okay, I clean. Fair enough. Yeah, and he talks to me basically about I'm drawn to his arteries, and he talks about clogged arteries. Could you understand this man died from clogged arteries? Because he's talking to me about clogged arteries, and he's saying that I passed quite simply in the end. I don't feel that he suffered. I feel that something happened, it crept up, and I feel like it happened quite quick, and I feel that he was gone as a result. I also feel as well with this man or whatever that he talks to me as well about his wife, and I feel maybe that his wife, I'm not sure if she's still around or not or whatever, but I feel as in with this wife or whatever, he talks to me about somebody that is still alive, but he's saying they're kind of more in their head more or whatever, but he's saying that they've retained their independence, if you can understand this. And he talks to me about them kind of doing their own thing, but kind of missing them and thinking about them and kind of trying to get the particulars right. And he's saying, don't worry about getting the particulars right too much. It doesn't really matter anyway. All that matters is the effort that you did make and what you bring to the table, if that's fair to say. He also says to me as well, I feel that you've got a job interview coming up, because he's saying she's quite clued in and she's quite educated, if you can take that. She's passed now, maybe he's a daughter, as exactly her. Okay, yeah, and he talks to me basically about somebody going for a job interview, and he talks to me about somebody. He said she's well educated, she's well clued in, she'll be all right. And I feel that he's talking about you, and he's saying that you've got your homework done, trust in your homework, and you'll be all right. That's his message. I'm going to leave it there, but Kerry, thank you for letting me work with you, and hope that made some sense. I think we've got time for just one more brief message. Let me see. Did my dad? Let me see where I can go. Is Jackie Kennedy there? Can I work with you, Jackie? Let me know if I can work with you, Jackie. Thank you. No problem at all, Carrie. Thank you for letting me work with you this evening. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on because we don't have much time. Let me see. Could I work with Amelia Mills, please, really quickly? I'm on TikTok. If anybody wants to add me on TikTok, I'm on Black Oak Medium on TikTok. Thank you. Okay, so oh God, I'm really confused. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Amelia Mills. Thank you. Okay. Amelia Mills. I have a man step forward here. Okay. And he's got black hair or whatever, and it's quite short at the sides. And I feel as in with this man, whatever, he walks forward, whatever, and I feel like he's quite like a businessman, if he can take this. And I feel basically as he walks forward, whatever, it's like his stature is quite what would I say? I feel like this man was a businessman, okay, and I feel like he had quite a good education background behind him. I feel he was quite trained in something, and I feel with this man, whatever, as he walks, he tells me that I feel with this man, it was very much what you see is what you get. He was very clear focused, and I feel with this man as well, he takes on the description of I just see him walking in a hotel. It's like it's like not a hotel, but it's like I don't know, it's like a business. I can't just put the right thing after, but it's like I just feel as in with this gentleman, it's like that he talks to me basically as in about having really good contacts. And I feel with this man as well, he says that I had really good communication skills, and I could really be direct about things, and I wasn't afraid to tell you where you were going wrong, and I could spot a deal a mile off, and I was quite sharp about things, and I was kind of had my eyes watching things. And he talks to me about watching you when you were small, and he talks to me about kind of having a really good family dynamic with you, and he talks to me about having really good balance. And I feel like he was quite a really good man, and really confident in himself. I feel he was a little bit closer than Grandad, if you can understand. But I feel with this man very strongly. I feel that he was a family man. I feel as in he was quite good at making business deals, but I feel he was quite savvy or whatever. And I also feel with this man as well, he takes off his glasses and there's like, it's like he just seems quite sharp and he's quite focused. And what this man basically wants to say, and again, I'm conscious of time because there's somebody else coming on at 8, but what this man wants to say to you tonight basically is this. And he says it very, very clearly. He's saying that you're very, very confident, you're very, very focused, and he's very proud of the clothes you wear because he says that you send off a good message about yourself and you try to present yourself in the best possible way, and you're quite business orientated and you're quite focused, if you can understand that. Okay, and I thought there was somebody coming on at 8, so I was like starting to speed it up. So I'll slow it down. Okay, and I feel with this man or whatever that he talks to me as well about what would I say here? He talks to me basically, yeah, about your clothes, and he talks to me about sending off a really good impression. Okay, and he talks to me basically about you turning yourself out well, whatever. But he's drawn me to your clothes, and I feel like your clothes is quite what would I say? He's drawn me like black and white, and he's showing me like this dress, and like black and white, and he's saying to me, you know, you're quite modest, and he's saying that she's got really good skills and she's got really good what would I say here is I feel like you do something here in presenting and something to do in talking, because he's showing me boardroom meetings. Could you understand as well, do you work in a hotel or do you work in something that is very much about just getting this very strong feeling about a hotel, and very much the strong feeling about it's like you're like a manager of some description, but I'm just drawn to the clickety clickety click. It's like I'm just showing like this it's like the typewriter and like just this pen, or not pen as in like typing and like office, if you will. But I also feel that, could you understand, is there an argument going on with you and somebody in the family? Because he's talking to me about somebody not getting it. I feel maybe about dad, or I feel that just he's talking to me here about communication, and he's talking to me about listening, and he's talking to me I don't know, but I have been studying online. Okay, and he talks to me about listening or whatever, and he talks to me about I feel like when you say about your dad, I'm drawn to hear like this man being maybe a little bit stubborn or a little bit different to this man, and I feel this man was a lot more earthy or whatever, and I feel like this man was more practical and was better at making things. Okay, all my dads have passed. Okay, because I feel with this man, whenever he talked, could you understand, did you not have a good relationship with dad, or was there something going on here with your dad and you not talking? Because he talks to me about lack of communication, or like as in him not hearing you on something. I don't feel, and by no means, I don't feel he had a bad relationship. I just feel that there was something here around communication, and something here as well about you communicating. Maybe men around me I'm arguing with. Yeah, I just feel with this man, if he talks to me about your dad, and he talks to me about you not opening up about something, and you not sharing a view on something, and you not communicating together. And he talks to me as well about that changing over the next while, and he talks to me about your outlook towards things. But I'm just going to say with this man, Reverend, that I'm just going to say basically with this man, and what I want to bring forward with you tonight is he's saying to me that you've got it in here and you've got it in here. And he's saying that you're more than capable of getting to where you need to go, but your confidence is holding you back. And he's making it a little bit clearer now. I feel like you and your dad, like, I feel that it's like when it comes to you talking and your dad talking, I feel maybe that there was a lot of communication barriers, if that's the right way to say it. And yes, a lot was unsaid. I wanted to express. Yeah, and I feel like with that, I feel like dad is ready to listen now, and or he's more than listening now, but he wants you to cooperate and he wants to work with you. And he's saying that it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because we're here now and we're listening, and I'm willing to. I feel very strong. This man is like, he's saying, I want to listen to you more. now, and I've got more patience, and I've got more time, and I've got more energy to give to you now than what I had when I was alive. I feel like your dad talks to me when he was alive. I feel like your dad had his own stuff going on. I feel like he had his own demons, if you want to say that. And I feel like when I say that, I just feel this man was very much a go, 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 and he wasn't a person that kind of sat around and processed things at all. And I feel like there was other stuff going on with this man that he says that I kind of sat on and didn't know how to deal with. And it didn't come across as that at the time, but essentially he says to me I was sitting on a lot of stuff, really, and it was no good for my head, and it was no good for my mind. And yeah, he just feels like he was very, very busy all the time. But I'm going to leave his love and his message. I also want to say the name Bill to you as well. Bill or Billy, if you can take that take that name. He says, I feel like I'm drawn to the name Bill or Billy. So just let us know if you can take that. And I just feel basically with this matter of he's saying the biggest thing that she struggles at the minute is her confidence. But I want to say very strongly, if you said they were doing an online course, whatever, I feel you are moving in. If you're not in this job already, I feel you are moving into a very strong job, and I feel that you're moving into a very confident job, and I feel it'll be very professional, and I feel tell he didn't like sitting with his could you also take the name Billy as well? But what I will say is you are moving into a Bill is our neighbor. Okay. I don't know why you'd be throwing Bill in there, but yeah, I just want to say to you that this man is very much telling me that you're moving into a better, stronger position where jobs is concerned, and that you're going to be yes, I'm currently in my New York, or my new workplace, and I just feel very strongly that there's a lot of lovely positive things happening for you, and allow that to happen. You've worked hard to get there. I'm going to leave it there. I think we might have time for just one more. I'll just read for Jackie Kennedy because we've got a bit of time. So I'll read for Jackie and then we'll close it off. Thank you. I hope that made some sense, Amelia. Thank you. Okay, Jackie. Sorry about that. It's just that I kind of moved on earlier because I knew we were kind of pushed for time, so I had to kind of speed up a bit. But but thank you. So, Jackie, wacky Jackie, I know. I first of all feel, Jackie, that I have a woman step forward, okay, and she talks to me about doing your hair as a child, as in making up your hair as a child, and she talks to me about combing your hair as a child or whatever. And I feel like this is your mum in spirit or whatever. And I'm drawn to this woman's warm hands, and she talks to me about Jackie getting a set on herself, and she talks to me about Jackie being a practical person, and she talks to me about Jackie clearing her own throat and getting things off her chest, and Jackie is not taking any prisoners anymore, and Jackie is not afraid to put people in their place and put things as it should be. This lady in spirit, whatever, seems a little bit like you in many respects, but she talks to me about taking more of a back seat, okay? And she talks to me that she talks to me about stuff that was going on in her. I feel like basically in the day she talks to me about dressing very, very plainly. Could you understand as well that this woman have a lot of children? Because she talks to me about having, I feel like she had a lot of, I feel like she either had a lot of children or she came from a big home. It's either one or the other. I feel like that she had like a lot of brothers and sisters, and I feel like she had she talked about having like a lot of brothers and sisters, but she also talks to me as well about I feel like I'm just not sure if she came from a big home or she had a lot of children. I feel it may have been both. And she talks to me about, could you understand about 5 brothers? Because she talks to me about 5 brothers, and she talks to me about girls, and is talking about 3 girls. And she talks to me as well about sorting the family out. Even from this side, she's saying the work still goes on. I also as well get this woman, and she's scrubbing on a doorstep. She's outside, and it's like she's polishing the doorstep, and she's polishing the door and the brass of the door. And it's like everything seems very clean or whatever. And she talks to me as well about having a notebook before she passed, and she talks to me about writing things down, and she talks to me about handkerchiefs, and she's taking stuff out of her pocket, and she's showing me this lovely blue coat, and she's talking to me about taking something out of the pocket or whatever. And I also feel as well that this woman smoked. She's saying I was a very posh smoker, and I don't know what she means by that, but she's telling me I didn't smoke every day, but I smoked every now and again, if that's fair to say. And she talks to me about smoking very much ad hoc, as in at different times. She says to me, I smoked when something happened, and then I might have looked at a cigarette then again for ages, whatever. But she talks to me about being on her knees, scrubbing, and she talks to me about the hard work she done in her day. And she talks to me as well about working. Could you understand that this woman worked for a religious order, or did she do something for a religious order? I feel very strongly that there's something here. She says to me, I worked for very religious people or something. I feel like she'd done something for them, if that's fair to say. And she talks to me about clothes, and she talks to me about sorting stuff out, and she talks to me about the laundrette, and she talks to me about kind of washing and preparing and stuff like that. And she says to me very, very strongly, whatever, she talks to me about witnessing somebody and something to do with a car, or did she witness something very traumatic where somebody got hit by a car or something, whatever. I don't feel this person was connected to her, but I feel it was like a neighbor or a friend or was something in the area. But she talked about witnessing something very, very traumatic or whatever. And she says that it didn't really hit her at the time, but in later years she taught her how difficult that actually would have been and how it could have been or whatever. And she talks to me about processing something. She also as well talks to me about a child having the measles or having mumps, if you can understand that. She talks to me about a child being quite sick. And she talks to me as well about a child in the spirit world that went to the spirit world before her, a child that was quite sick, that had measles or something to that description, had some sort of a condition or whatever. And she talks to me about them being quite poorly or whatever. And she's saying, sadly, there was just nothing we could have done. It was what it was, and you have to make your peace with that too, if that's fair to say. Okay. But could you understand the description of the spirit world and somebody being in the spirit world, or a child being in the spirit world, sorry, a child being in the spirit world, and a child being in the spirit world and before her, and I feel it may have been like a child of hers. She talks to me about a child being in the spirit world, but a child that was quite poorly, and she talks to me about praying for them, and she talks to me about as in having holding them dear to her heart till they met again, if that's fair to say. I also as well want to say the name Oni or Jack to you, or Oni Jack to you. And I want to say with this woman as well, could you understand why she'd be giving me the name Sylvia, or she gave me this name, Sylvia and Julia. These kind of names kind of throwing out at me. I hope you can take some of them anyway. She talks to me as well about having a pain in her ankle and a pain in her foot and her joints, whatever. And she says to me, well, I didn't die of much, only what everybody died of in the end. Old age. That's what she says. Old age is what got to me in the end. I also feel with this lady, she talks to me about the number 87. So I feel maybe she'd been 87 if she passed. Not sure if you can take that. But she just says about being 87 when she passed. Was her brother, he was a baddie. Okay. A baddie. I don't know what that means, as in a bad person. I don't know. But she just threw out those names. Could you understand as well the Sylvia and Julia? I'm not sure if you could take those names. Just let us know if you could take those. Yes, that was her friend. Okay. I feel that they're all together now, is what she's saying. And she's drawing me out like a pink bracelet on the side or like a little pink on the wrist or whatever. And she's saying we're all back together now, is what I feel. And she's saying we're all together and we're all. Could you understand this lady played bingo? Well, I feel that this lady played bingo, and I feel that she also like as in done. What would I say here? I'm drawn to her in the biro, and it's like I just see her like writing out odd bits of random information, stuffing it into her pocket, and then somebody finds, and it's like, oh, what this? Okay, sorry. That was was. Oh, fair enough, baby. Yeah, fair enough. Thank you. I'm going to leave her love and her message with you, but the last thing I'll say to you is is about her is you know that she loves you. You don't need me to tell you that. But she's saying, relax and enjoy your life. You have worked hard to get to where you're at today. Don't allow your head to outrun you. Don't allow your head to burn you out. Stay calm. I know, could you understand as well that she's talking to me about a friendship? Sorry, not a friendship. I feel like maybe there's an adult son here, and that there's an adult son here that she talks to me about with you, maybe. And I feel maybe that at times it's hard not to get involved. It's hard not to worry. It's hard not to, what would I say here? It's difficult sometimes to sit on your hands, is what she wants to say to me, if you can understand. And she says to me that trust that she's looking after the situation, that it's under her care, and that she's watching it closely. I hope you can take that. I hope that makes some sense. I also, yeah, I'm just going to leave her love there with you. Just let us know if you could take that. And we've gone over time, and I just wanted to get back to you because I know it's annoying that when somebody, if you're not, and I normally I do try to wait, but it's just at that last 5 or 10 minutes I thought we were running out of time. But yeah, I hope that makes some sense, Jackie, for you, or that makes some sense. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jackie, for letting me work with you. Thank you, everybody, for your contribution this evening, for allowing me to work with you. I know my energy was a little bit all over the place at times, but yeah, I'll try and work on slowing it down a little bit. But thank you, everybody, for your cooperation, for letting me work with you and letting me connect for you this evening. Yeah, we're going to close the live now. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good evening and take care, everyone. Thank you.